Hello friends, and welcome to the Trampoline Frame Go Kart build. Yep, you heard it right. We're going to take this old trampoline frame that I've salvaged from my children, and it's been sitting around here for years, and I really wanted to do something with it, so we're going to go off the beaten path a little bit with this project, and we're going to build ourselves a good old-fashioned go-kart. So yeah, so very excited about that. So we're going to use up this trampoline frame. We're going to use up these old tires that I had kicking around. And you know, the more I thought about this project and the more I started learning about these little engines and their availability and all that stuff, I was, you know, I love anything that burns gas, so it's all cool. And, you know, they also have these little forward neutral reverse transmissions available. And all this Comet clone style CVT clutches here, you know, just cost effective compared to what they used to be. And the engines, for instance, I've seen engines for $99 for a 6.5 horsepower basic clone style motor. I guess you're gonna pay a couple $100 anyway. You look at it, but they're plentiful, and there's lots of potential in them to improve their performance by souping them up, and there's lots of promoters of these things. So yeah, so I'm gonna do something with it too. The big thing that I found with the engine transmission package was just a difficulty in which to mount them together. So that's where I've spent most of my time in design. So I've come up with something that I call the 212 Power Pack, and this is just a mock-up here. But basically what this device is going to do here is it's going to mount your engine on here. It's going to mount a couple pillow bearings and a jack shaft. Your axle will go through there. That forward neutral reverse transmission will just fit into this little area here, and then it'll all be spaced, and then it will bolt right in to the back of the go-kart. And that's going to take a lot of the alignment challenges and mounting challenges that you would have with all those little items and put it in a nice little package. So maybe somebody wants to buy this from me one day. But anyway, I'm going to prove it out. Supposed to get my metal parts this week, and everything's been laser cut to the latest print, and we're going to try it out, and I'm going to try to include you guys in that process, and I hope you like it. So yeah, so I'm joining the go-kart world officially with this project. We're going to put the human-powered electric hybrid things on the back burner just for a little bit while a few ideas solidify in my mind's eye. And yeah, I'm going to make some videos, and I hope you can come and join me. And I'm going to show you exactly what I do on this thing and how I get it into a cool little go-kart that hopefully doesn't break in half. But it shouldn't. But, you know, no promises. Anyway, stay tuned. We're going to have fun. We're going to start the frame off with a couple of these guys. And basically we're going to have a 20-inch wide frame. So we're going to cut the ends off so these are equal, put a sleeve in between them, and then we'll start with that, throw that on our table, and we'll build off of this piece here. Alright, so this is how it begins. So we got the seat mounted, and we got the steering wheel kind of in position. That's pretty well how it's going to be put in there for now. We'll figure out what all the various angles are and how we're going to connect to the steering later, but I just want to find a good spot right now that feels good, and we're going to try that, so stay tuned. The lower subframe kind of propped up here. Today we're going to work on the upper tube, and basically we're using these radius pieces here. And these are what would have went around the perimeter of the trampoline, and that's where all the spring holes are. We're going to weld all those up, and yeah, then I think what we're going to do is we're going to basically take a couple of these guys, and we're going to kind of put them opposite, and we're going to build a nice radius top rail that looks like it's going to line up really good with the top of the frame. And yeah, and then that's what we're going to do today. We're just about to put together the back engine frame, basically. So we've cut all the parts, and we're going to now just assemble it. Okay, here we are again, working on the Go Kart. Today is the 19th of December, and we're going to try to get this rear subframe progressed a little bit more. The wheel brackets are going to hang off of this. We might position those, and we're going to try to get this attached to the lower frame rail here, and then maybe we can put the nice curvy tubes in, and they're going to come in and attach the front brush bar there. So yeah, so it's after we do that, I think it's going to have a nice little shape to it. So let's see if we can make that a reality. So here we go. Let's work on the Go Kart. We just welded on the axle hangers. You can see, place those nicely. So we just now need to take this and position it relative to this bottom member here. Hey, all right, we're putting the frame together on the Go Kart. It's coming along pretty good. We're just tying the top and bottom frame rails together right now, and we're doing it with more trampoline tubing. And these used to be the net pieces, the net uprights, so we're using those. They're a little smaller diameter, so it actually looks pretty nice in there. So there's a 1.5 inch tube, and that's like a 1 inch, and just makes that whole section look pretty clean, and it's going to be pretty strong. And we need to make it strong because this is pretty light tube. It's only like 16 gauge. Probably not what I would pick if I was to build my own go-kart with my own material. But this is what we got, and I think it's going to be just fine anyway. So we're just going to make sure it's triangulated and cross brace and whatever else we can do to make it strong, and over engineer it a little bit. So yeah, stay tuned. All right, we just got the shifter installed. Made a little bracket for it here, and yeah, nothing too fancy, but yeah, it's kind of where we want it. Hey everybody, well, it is December the 23rd today, and I think this is about as far as we're going to go on this project for a little bit, at least through past Christmas anyway, I'm sure. But I'm sure it'll still stay in my heart, and I will be thinking about next steps and what we're going to do to the go-kart next. And yeah, there's lots to do. And I have to get the power pack cut, and I've got to do some work on the front end, or build the front end, so we can kind of do that. But yeah, so it comes together really good. It's taken nice shape. This is what I wanted to do. I'm gonna flip this. There you go. And yeah, so today we did the steering support, and instead of a single mast, we kind of triangulated that with a couple curvy pieces. Changed the steering angle a little steeper, so it left more room between your thighs, and gave you a little bit more leverage over the wheel. Added this front nose piece in, thankfully, after we found some more curvy parts in the shed. And yeah, so this is what we did the last few days, just building the lattice and all the frame rails, everything really. The rear loop, all the triangulation. The rear cage is not done yet, but it's shaping up pretty good. I really like how it's starting to look, actually. It's got a nice shape to it. All you need, and this back piece actually serves as a nice bash guard for the motor and stuff. So yeah, this is a good experiment, and I can't wait to try out the 212 power pack in here and see how that works to integrate the motor, transmission, jack shaft, battery, mounts, adjusters, everything you need to put a 6.5 horsepower 212 style clone type motor with this ubiquitous forward neutral reverse transmission. And I don't think anybody else had a really good solution to mount those two and use the stock belt. So we're going to try the power pack out and see what everybody thinks about that. Anyway, the seat is fully adjustable fore and aft, so you get quite a bit of travel out there. We got the shifter on there today, and yeah, like I said, next step here is just doing the front end, and then I guess we're doing the back end, and then hooking everything up, and yeah, then it's the lipstick after that. This thing is going to look great when it's all painted up. Anyway, let's see, what color should we do it, I wonder. Any suggestions? Well, thanks for watching, everyone. That's a wrap on the first episode of the Trampoline Frame Go Kart build. So next up, we're going to be working on the 212 power pack. So if you want to see how that all goes together, then please hit the subscribe button. And if you like the content here today, a thumbs up would be really appreciated. So until the next time, and hope this video will help you in your project with whatever you're doing. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.